Well, as the BJP's national conclave begins, the ruling Telangana Rashtriya Samiti has planned a counter-offensive by hosting the opposition's presidential candidate Yashwant Sinha today. While both will be in the city at the same time, Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao is snubbing Prime Minister Modi again while laying out the red carpet for Mr. Sinha. Mr. Mohan Krishna, BJP spokesperson, is still with us. Srinivas Bachu, Goa and TRS spokesperson, is also with us on the program. Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, also joining us. And last but not the least, Mr. Alok Mehta, editorial director of India News, is also here with us. Rajalakshmi Joshi, if I can start with you. Before we took a break and before we spoke about Udaipur, Jaipur and Amravati, Mr. Bachu did make some valid points. He said that TRS wants to look out for India, and perhaps the only difference that they have with the BJP is the way the country is being run. This is what Mr. Bachu said. At this point in time, it would be a great idea, Rajalakshmi Joshi, for you to make those points that you had made earlier on as well.
Yeah, thank you, Vineet, for giving me the opportunity again. Because since they're talking about how BJP is probably misruling the country, I would say that if anybody looks at the way things have been going for the last so many years, whether it may be in terms of domestic issues or international issues, I think in all ways we have actually stood out as a nation. We have actually in the last couple of years there have been the worst situation that the whole world was going through, not just our country. But then I think that we gave such a befitting reply to Corona, and not just we did not just look out for ourselves. We actually helped the entire world in terms of the vaccine, and we also gave out aid to so many different countries. Apart from the fact that we have had such strategic diplomatic relations with so many countries, it's to such an extent that now actually today, like I was saying earlier, that these countries, even the superpowers that they were once the superpowers, they are now looking up to India for support. Like if you look at the Quad and you look, you look at the strategic military tie-ups that these countries are making, like the US and the US, Australia, Japan, how they are actually looking up to India to help them counter China, which is again, trying to get into global domination. So we are making very key strategic alliances. Even Russia is looking at us as a key partner, and it was at a very complicated turn of events. We were able to actually bring out so many of our students and so many of our citizens back from Ukraine. And that would not have been possible if we didn't have good diplomatic relations with them. So I think, in all these areas, we are doing extremely well. And the idea and the name of India, I think, that has got a lot more pride today than it was in the last so many years. It's a different thing that we are still countering Corona, and there are a lot of issues. Yes, there are, but then we are all giving it all a very brave, counter attack, all of it. So even when yes, I do agree that there were a lot of issues of employment issues also, because there was a lot of migration. If you remember, during the Corona times, during the lockdown times, there was a lot of migration. But even in spite of that, a lot of state governments actually have stood up to the challenge, and especially, I would say, especially those states which were run by the BJP, I would say, like especially states like Uttar Pradesh, they have done fabulously well. That is why we always keep talking about this thing about the double engine. That is working well because they work in tandem with the central government policies and issues. And only if the other state governments also would have actually, with mutual cooperation, with mutual support from the government, if you do have any issues, then do attend some key meetings, do go out and reach out to the center. That is what, like for example, now when there was this Sri Lanka issue, the DMK head, Mr. Stalin, he went and approached PM Modi, and PM Modi did, assist him in handing out assistance to the Tamilians in Sri Lanka. So that was done because there was this mutual understanding between Mr. Stalin and PM Modi. So that is why actually there was that's being given.
I would like to.
Okay, Mr. Bachu, come in now.
submission,
Mr. Bachu,
actually.
all right, come in now. All right,
Actually,
all right, go ahead.
What are the questions I raised? What are the promises made by the central government? I already discussed.
And, just let me
I am expecting the answer for
Vinit,
them.
just let me
Being
finish
a,
one point.
Okay, all right.
I thought
Maybe
I
she's
thought
in the
Rajalakshmi
she's in the
ji
process of
belongs to
answering those,
BJP.
Mr. Bachu. She's in the process of answering those. If you just allow her a minute, Rajalakshmi Joshi, please answer his questions as well. All those promises that were made, what happened to them?
Vinit, if any state government feels that any questions that they had raised or any assistance that they had sought were not met, then don't you think that it only makes more sense if they actually meet and collaborate with the.
Okay, all right. Mr. Out of time, Mr. Krishna, but regardless of the opposing narratives we heard on the show, there were some brilliant points made, and the BJP, as of course, is always trying to make its mark in a number of states where it does not find its presence at this point in time, and Telangana is perhaps going to be that destination which is going to give a lot of political fodder to the BJP as well as the TR.